really good job picking his spots. Early on, I thought he was a little bit overly zealous or forceful when they showed a crowd. When he's able to make that early pass, then it really makes the defense make a tough decision on, are you going to show a crowd or are you going to stay more at home? And he's, so good at taking up space that when he really understands when to take the gaps and then when to make people better when there's two on the ball, he'll be a dynamic force to be reckoned with because he has the passing ability and the vision. It's just the balancing act.
Seemed like late in the game he was kind of directing traffic out there and got some hockey assists as well.
For sure. I thought we did a good job of that as a team. 36 assists. We continue to move the ball and let the ball find the open man and continue to, get each other great shots and allow the ball to kind of dictate who took those shots.
Coach, it seems like Devin's been a lot more aggressive offensively. How would you define how Devin's offense has been?
I think he's been more aggressively in general. 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. There was a time we were talking a lot about his shooting slump or whatever you want to call that. And I think that overshadowed a lot of it. I think now that he's making shots and back to his normal self, he's probably more aggressive just because he's such a dynamic scorer. And when you get into a flow and a rhythm and you make shots, you typically take more shots. And it's just good to see. But I think he's been impacting winning and kind of leaving his imprints on the game in a variety of ways now for a while. It's been good to see.
Back to Steph real quick is sort of the next step in his progression. He's obviously been able to, he's shown that he can score at the rim even through traffic on defense. Is the next step for him to be able to identify when defenses are loading up against him to be able to spread it around?
I think so, just because he's so dynamic with the ball. I think that aspect you just mentioned, though, is all of our guys, right? That's Jeremy Sohan playing out of the short roll. That's Keldon Johnson when he catches off closeouts or in transition. That's Devin when he catches it and plays pick and roll, right? And so that's part of the team aspect of understanding it's our possession, it's our pass, it's our shot. And I think a lot of times the intention is there. It's just continuing to clarify, learn, educate, feel that stuff out. Or we scored this way this time, so now they may take that away, so now what's the next thing that'll be open? And that's just, part of the progression.
Obviously the wins and losses and the standings look a lot different since losing Victor and De'Aaron. How are you seeing Steph use this time to still, improve his own game and then take advice, take coaching?
The same. I don't think it's changed at all. And we won 2 games in a row. We haven't done that since a long time, so I don't really see a difference at all. I think he's doing a great job, and I think that's one thing we've been very even keel on, is not playing up or down no matter what is going on in our crazy season that we've had.
I think, Jeremy, it felt like down the stretch, as Philly was maybe getting a little bit of a head of steam, he kind of shut down whoever y'all put him on, whether it was Grimes or Gershon or whoever it might have been. What has his versatility on that side of the ball meant for y'all?
Yeah, everything. It allows you to be so creative or flexible, whatever the word would be, in terms of wanting to match up or putting a good defender on someone that's kind of rolling or one of their top guys. And I thought the group did that. I thought in the third quarter we got a little outside of ourselves, or maybe too into ourselves, in terms of they went zone, we missed some shots, they made some shots, we had some possessions where no one screened, no one touched the paint, no one got to their spots, and they capitalized that, and that's how you can produce runs the wrong way in this league. And I thought it was nice to see the response in the fourth quarter of just back playing together and for each other.
Do you anticipate starting Jeremy in that spot the rest of the year, or is it still a night-to-night kind of matchups-based thing?
Yeah, I think just based on our availability and just kind of the makeup of our roster and lineup, I think it's fluid everywhere, not just with Jeremy.
What do you
start
think of?
take it for granted that in close games like this, Keldon Johnson is going to make effort plays that change the game, like the steal and the lob to Jeremy?
I hope not, because he has to. That's part of the deal, He's been making them consistently, though, enough lately that you do almost come to expect it. But again, that's where affecting winning and impacting winning is comes in many shapes and sizes and forms, and those are huge that don't show up on the box score.
What do you think of Yabusele as a player, just in general?
He's big and strong. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's wide. He understands how to. It's one thing to be big. He really understands angles and how to use his body, whether it's screens, DHOs in the post. And when you don't have kind of a like for like in that body composition, it does make you think, how do you want to guard it? How do you want to combat it? And he's a good player. Obviously, we watched him a ton with the national team and all that stuff, but he's a very good, unique player, unique skill set.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch.